Hey there, hi there, hello world, it's me, Ellie, and if you're watching this video here today, I'd like to thank you and welcome you to part 1 of my deck collection. So it is currently mid-January 2023, and I thought this would be a great time to just kind of take stock of my entire collection and utilize this opportunity as a bit of a show and tell to share with you my current collection. That way, if you spot a tarot deck or an oracle deck that you're really attracted to and you want to know which one it is, I will talk about it a little bit so you'll get to kind of get a feel for it. And yeah, this video is meant to be just very casual, very laid back. So I invite you to grab a drink and some snacks, pull up a chair, and just hang out here with me as I show and tell my way through my deck collection. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and move into the videos. See you there. Alright, and we're back. So, hello, welcome, and thank you for joining me. If you're curious to see the collection that I currently have, this is going to be part 1, where we pretty much just cover the tarot decks that I do currently own. There are quite a few, so let's go ahead and get started. One of the first ones that I wanted to introduce was one of my personal favorites. So this actually did not come in this case. This is from Goddess Provisions subscription box. So this deck actually came in a white tuck box, but I felt it was very appropriate to give it its own very special case. This is the Pastel Rider-Waite-Smith, and it is one of my absolute favorites, as you can tell by how yucky the card sides have gotten. But yeah, it is your traditional Waite-Smith deck, only in pastel color scheme. So yeah, if you're familiar with tarot, nothing too surprising about this deck, except that it is, in my opinion, super pretty. I love it. One of my favorites to work with. So I use this one a lot in my personal readings, personal study, and sometimes I use it for clients, depending. But most of the time it's my personal deck. So yeah, that is the Pastel Rider-Waite-Smith. Alright, so up next we have one of my other favorite, it falls in the tradition of the Waite-Smith, but this is the Seventh Sphere Tarot, and this is by Labyrinthos. So it's a pretty cool deck. Let's go ahead and open this up. It's one of those decks that has these really cool extra cards. I don't typically read with those, so that's why they're in there. But yeah, this is a Waite-Smith deck, and I love just the style of it. It's muted colors, very pretty, blue holographic accents. The cards tell you just what you need to know. It is a favorite of mine, so yeah. Is the Seventh Sphere Tarot. Right, so next we have this beautiful deck. I really love how holographic this one is. This is the Mystic Mondays Tarot, and I'm sure you have seen photos of this one. This one's pretty popular for good reason. It's really pretty. Again, this is one of the decks that I tend to use mostly for personal use, but I do use these for client readings because clients really tend to like the bold colors and the vivid imagery, so I like using this one. My favorite. And gotta love the holographic edging on these. So cool. Yeah, that is the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck. Right, and next up we have the Muse Tarot, and this is by Chris Ann. Again, one of my favorites. I love the way the suits are presented in this deck. So you'll see, there's the back. And these are the fronts. So we have the suits corresponding to, I guess, the elemental association. So voices is air, suit of swords, materials, inspiration, this is the wands. Oh, and materials is pentacles, emotions is cups. So yeah, really, really beautiful deck. I love using this one. Clients really enjoy this one too, so it is a favorite. Very cool. So that is the Muse Tarot. All right, so next we have the Fountain Tarot. And I know this one was pretty popular around the time it came out. It was all over the place, I mean, as far as I can remember. And just an overall really pretty deck. Let me go ahead and show you. I really like it, but I don't find myself using it too often, so yeah, unfortunately, because it's a beautiful deck and the art is amazing. Silver gilded edges and the art. Very pretty. Yeah, I really love this deck. It's a shame I don't use it too often. I don't know, I found it a little bit hard to connect with it at first, and after a while I just kind of, you know, put it away and set it aside for maybe another time, but I have not picked it back up, so this may be a deck that I rehome in the future. And that is the Fountain Tarot. Alright, so next on the list is a recent release. This is the Pulp Girls Tarot deck. And this one is actually one of my favorites. I'm working with it right now pretty much daily, so it's not in the box. I'll just grab it here. As you can see, this is the card back. And the sides are a little bit worn. I've been working with it extensively. So here are the cards. Very pretty art. Super cool. All the figures in this deck are female, feminine presenting. So it's really neat to see this kind of style and art. Pulp art. So yeah, one of my favorite decks I'm currently working with. I love it. I'll probably say that a lot. I've got about 8 decks I'm currently working with. So yeah, that is the Pulp Girls Tarot. All right, so another deck that I absolutely enjoy the art, although I don't use it quite as often, is Cirque du Tarot, and this is by Lisa Robertson. This is an absolutely gorgeous deck, and I love even more that it has such an extensive guidebook. I mean, look at this thing, full color. There's a lot of information here for each of the cards, and there's even kind of like a little story that is interwoven between the major arcana and the minor arcana, so a really interesting deck to study with. I like it a lot. It's just a shame I don't use it too often. So here is the back of the cards, and here is the front. Very cool art. I love the circus, so a lot of the circus imagery is just, I love it. It's so whimsical. And that is the Cirque du Tarot from Lisa Robertson. All right, and sorry for the glare here, I had to have some extra lighting, but this is Mermaid Tarot, also by Lisa Robertson. Again, another deck that I feel is very thematic in its own way. I love the way that Lisa has built out this world in this deck. Let me go ahead and open that up. So again, a very beefy guidebook here, full of information, full of stories. I think there's even, yeah, spreads. So really cool, really thorough guidebook. And here are the cards. Again, just so pretty. I love the art. It's a different artist from the previous deck, Cirque du Tarot, but just equally as beautiful, I think. And here are some of the cards. Beautifully done. This is one of my favorites to do my own readings. This was for personal use. Just a really stunning deck. I love it. I love mermaids. So that is Mermaid Tarot by Lisa Robertson. Alright, so next bringing in the Moon and Stars Tarot, and this is by Jane Wallace. This was one of the first decks I purchased, maybe amongst the first like 10 or so. It's really nice. The artwork is really cool, but unfortunately I did not expect this to be pretty much a pip deck. So I quickly put this one away because I just did not resonate with it. Back of the card is really pretty. Front of the cards are really pretty. The art is really nice. It's just, yeah, it doesn't really resonate with me. So this is, although one of the first decks that I bought, I usually get really attached to my first few decks. This one is one where I feel like I will be rehoming it sometime in the future. So yeah, great if you wanted to start learning tarot. But yeah, that is the Moon and Stars Tarot. Alright, so next we have True Heart Intuitive Tarot by Rachel True. So this deck is just absolutely gorgeous. Let me show you. I love using this deck so much. I use this one a lot with client readings because the imagery just, a lot of my clients say that they resonate. They love the art. So this is the guidebook, pretty big, another beefy guidebook. Very cool. Let me go ahead and just give you a few cards here to preview. So this is the back of the card, cool art, and this is the front. So yeah, the cards themselves are really beautifully done. The art is somewhat traditional Waite-Smith, but there are elements that are pretty unique to this deck. So yeah, I really love it. This card is so cool. So yeah, this is the True Heart Intuitive Tarot by Rachel True. Right, so next we have a few decks that came in like kits. So I'll start with the Kawaii Tarot, and this one is by Lulu Mayo. Hope I said that right. So yeah, it just came in kind of like a cardboard box. There was no special packaging or anything, so I essentially just keep this one in a pouch. Almost forgot the word there. So yeah, I just kind of keep it in a pouch and pull it out whenever I need to do readings for clients who request bright, bubbly, cutesy decks. And that's one thing that I like to give my clients the option is, you know, what kind of friend would you go to for advice? A trusted friend, you know, would it be somebody who is cute and bubbly, or somebody who is wise and sage? You know, just kind of get that vibe and match it with the deck. So this is definitely one that a lot of very youthful energy, somebody who likes cute, cuddly imagery. As you can see, these are super cute. This is my favorite. So yeah, this is the Kawaii Tarot by Lulu Mayo. Alright, so revisiting Kawaii Tarot. This is another Kawaii Tarot deck. And this one is one I bought off Amazon quite a while back. I think when I first started collecting tarot again, probably one of my first 10 decks that I purchased. So yeah, this one is a kit as well. Comes with a book. It's got all the meanings in there. And we have the cards in these tuck boxes, which I'm only going to take out one. Not gonna lie, it's a little bit of a pain to get everything out of here, so I'll just show you. This is the back of the card, and this is the art. True to its name, Kawaii, just very cute imagery. I would say though it's a little bit like a pip deck. So if you prefer to have, you know, more traditional or standard imagery, this one is not quite that, but it's still absolutely gorgeous in its own right, and I love it. I like using this one. So yeah, that is Kawaii Tarot. Oh, and this one is by Diana Lopez, I believe. Yeah. All right, so here we have another kit deck, and this is definitely one that I must say eluded me for a little while. I use these cards a lot now that I've figured out what deck this is, but I used to see this one on readings on other YouTube tarot readers, and I did not know for the longest time what it was called, where I could find it, where I could buy it, and I finally did. So Magical Tarot, and this is by Robin Valentine. This is the back of the card. And this is the art on the card. So just really cool, follows the traditional Waite Smith very similarly, but has this like watercolor, bright pastel color scheme, individual cards. So yeah, very cool. I love working with this one. And that is Magical Tarot by Robin Valentine. All right, next up we have one of my current favorites, Radiant Wilds Tarot. And I'm working with this one currently, so let me grab the cards. Here we go. These are the card backs. And here is the card front. So the cool thing about this deck is, when I first saw it, I don't know what it was that drew me to it, but I needed to have it. My hometown is the desert, so I don't have a very positive connotation with the desert and dry, arid landscapes because I'm just so tired of the desert. But this deck was just incredibly eye-catching and just so beautifully done. The imagery is gorgeous. There's bold, vivid colors that really help the bright yellows and the oranges pop. So, oh, especially cards like this. This one was really cool. So yeah, I found myself just really drawn to this deck. It's very different from what I typically look for in a deck, but I love it so much and I love working with it. And that is Radiant Wilds Tarot by Nat Gersberger. All right, so the next deck we have here is the Killstar Tarot. I don't know, this one I saw on Instagram being advertised. I believe this is a clothing and accessories company, brand. So Killstar was advertising their tarot deck, and I really liked it because I really like skulls and more darker aesthetic, I guess you could say. Yes, I was that girl in high school. I really liked gothy stuff. So yeah, this is the back of the card. This is the front. These are really neat cards. It's like a silver holographic foil. A little difficult to tell, but sometimes you can catch the light playing on there. All the figures have been replaced with skeletons, so it's pretty cool. The imagery does closely follow Waitsmith. Pentacles have been replaced with pentagrams, so that's very on theme here. And yeah, this is just a really cool deck. I enjoy it, but it is just way too big for my little hands, so it's very difficult to shuffle. So unfortunately, it's one of those decks that may go into the rehome pile, or I will be seeking out a new home for it. So if this interests you, keep your eye out. Yeah, that is Killstar Tarot. All right, next on the list, we have Tarot of the Divine. This is by Yoshi Yoshitani, and I'm sure you've seen this one all over the place. It is absolutely gorgeous. I use it a lot for client readings. Clients really seem to enjoy the art and the beauty of these cards. I just recently put it back into its box, but I did use it quite a bit. So here is the back of the card. These cards are really cool because they've got this like linen texture to it, so very cool, very good for shuffling, I think. And here's the art. Beautiful art. Truly one of my favorite decks to work with, just for like personal practice. La Llorona. I love how there's so many different tales and legends reflected in these cards. It's just gorgeous. Yeah, that is Tarot of the Divine by Yoshi Yoshitani. Right, so next we have Angel Tarot. This is a very beautiful deck. I don't use it too often, but I love the lore of angels, and this features a lot of biblically accurate angels. My favorite here, Seraphim, are so cool. Okay, so here's the deck. Gold gilded edges, beautiful card back, and some of the art here, as you'll see. A very interesting deck. I think it's really neat to study if you're into, you know, angels, and there's my favorite. Old Thrones. Yeah, so very interesting art. There's a lot of information in the guidebook. So definitely something to work with if this strikes your fancy. That is Angel Tarot. Oh, and this is by Travis McHenry. Yeah, Travis McHenry. Right, so next we have Orion's Animal Tarot, and this is by Ambi Sun. One of my favorite decks, honestly. I probably say that about every single one, but they're all my favorites. So this is Orion's Animal Tarot. Beautifully, beautifully done deck. I will show you right now. These cards are stunning. The art is amazing. I just can't say more about it. So let's go ahead and take a look. Here we have the back of the card. Silver edging. This is the art. I love this one so very much. Yeah, and the guidebook goes into a lot of detail about why the artist chose each of the individual animals for the individual card. So there's a lot to read up on and a lot to learn about it and understand it much more deeply. And I think that just adds a whole new layer of meaning to each of these cards in this deck. So really cool deck. I used it a lot with clients and they love it. So this is Orion's Animal Tarot. All right, making her first appearance here. This is her only tarot deck, I believe, that is currently available. This is from Colette Baron Reid. It is the Good Tarot. And I say this is a first appearance from Colette Baron Reid because I actually have a lot of her oracle decks, as you'll see in the upcoming videos covering my oracle deck collection. So yeah, I believe this is her only tarot deck she's released, but this is the Good Tarot. Beautiful cards, beautiful art. I love the artists she works with. They always do such great jobs on the individual decks. So these are elemental associations rather than just the, symbol of a suit. So very beautiful cards. Really interesting artwork too. All right, and that is the Good Tarot from Colette Baron Reid. All right, next we have Serpent Fire Tarot. Another stunning deck. Let me show you. This is by Serpent Fire. Let's see. Illustrated and written by Devani Wolf. So, absolutely gorgeous. Whoops. There we go. Got it under control. So here is the back of the card. Gold gilded edges. Very pretty. And here are the fronts. Sorry if the glare is getting in the way. Let's move this over a bit. Again, just a really gorgeous deck. Cannot stress that enough. Right. And that is Serpent Fire Tarot. All right, next we have the Lucid Dreams Beginner Tarot with keywords. So this is a really cool deck, of course, for beginners. When you're starting out and you want to have a little bit of a guide, this is the perfect deck. So here is the back of the card, and here is the front. Beautiful imagery, follows very closely with the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. Up here we have the keywords for the upright. These are keywords for the reversed. So very helpful in your studies. I do still use this one from time to time, just to be sure that I'm picking up all potential meanings in a reading. And it gives you quite a few different keywords to kind of vibe with. So if something is hitting you in a particular way, this might help you kind of pinpoint what that is. I love how this one says 1111, 4 wands. Alright, so that is the Lucid Dreams Beginner's Tarot by Saint Soleil. Forgive me if I mispronounce. All right, that glare again. Okay, so here we go. This is the next one, Alchemia Tarot. And as you can see, this is a deck that I purchased online from Japan. Super gorgeous deck and very interesting packaging. It comes with this cardboard case that held the cards, and this is a guidebook. Won't pull that all the way out there, but yeah, really cool deck. And let me go ahead and show you. I am currently working with this one, and I use this one with clients all the time. Well, since I've gotten it, and they really love this deck. So here's the card back. And here is the stunning, vivid art. Just so pretty. Everything looks so glowy and mythical, for lack of a better word. It's just so stunning, really. My favorite Queen of Cups here. So absolutely gorgeous deck. So happy I made the investment to order this from Japan. It got here pretty quick too, so yeah. That is Alchemia Tarot. Oh, and I believe this is by Ako Morimura. The artist is Rakaki. Yep, Alchemia Tarot. All right, next up we have one of my favorites. This is the Crystal Struck Tarot, and this is by Moonstruck Crystals. Just so pretty. Let me go ahead and open it up. Gold holographic foil. Let's pop this baby open. Here we go. Hopefully my mic is not picking up. There's some kind of commotion going on outside. There's helicopters and I don't know what's going on, but we'll carry on. So here's the back of the card. And here is the art for the front. So each of the tarot cards are now incorporating a crystal, because this is, of course, Crystal Struck Tarot. And Moonstruck Crystals, actually, the artist sells crystals as well, and this was her creation, incorporating crystals with the tarot. So let's take a look at some of the cards. Ten of Swords. The Moon, my absolute favorite. Super pretty, and yes, these are gold holographic accents throughout each card. It just makes them all the more stunning. So pretty. I love this one so much. Yeah, and that is Crystal Struck Tarot. All right, so we are back with the Moon Witch Tarot. This is by Cosmic Valeria, and this is a really pretty deck. I love the artwork. It's just one of my favorite things about this deck. This has a really nice guidebook. Very cool. And the deck itself, I ordered the, I think it was called the pink box version. There's two different versions, but I got the pink box version, and the cards are the dark back. So this is the art, gold foil, and this is the front. And this is such a gorgeous deck. I love working with it. I've just kind of been using it for myself currently, but I do plan to eventually use this with clients, because I feel like this deck is very insightful, and I don't know, I just love it. I love the art. And the little gold foil accents throughout. It's pretty cool. Alright, and that is the Moon Witch Tarot by Cosmic Valeria. Right, next we have Livette the Ghost Tarot. And this is, at the time of filming, a recent release. I got this one on Tarot Stack, and this is absolutely gorgeous art. I love it. This is Livette the Ghost, is a tattoo artist, I believe, and this is the deck that they created. So here is the back of the card, and here is the front. It's very different from what you traditionally expect out of a tarot deck, but it's all the more amazing to flip through and just enjoy the art. I will say that it's kind of difficult for me to work with, because I'm having trouble kind of matching up some of the cards to their suit. Swords are pretty obvious here, but sometimes cards like this I need to refer to the sheet, and even then I don't think the sheet really tells you which card is which. So I just kind of go off my intuition. still really, really pretty art. Just amazing. Two cups. So yeah, that is Livette the Ghost Tarot. All right, next we have a classic, considered a classic by many. This is a really, really pretty deck, Modern Witch Tarot, and this is by Lisa Sterle. So let's go ahead and take a look if you haven't seen it. Where have you been? This is a widely used tarot deck, and let me get everything out of here without breaking a nail. I know you've seen this one. So here is the card back. And here is the art. Very cool deck. A lot of diversity, which is one thing I really love about it. And I believe this is a very feminine energy deck. I think all the figures are either female presenting or feminine in nature. Just beautiful art. Definitely a fan favorite. Clients love when I use this deck. Super cool. And that is the Modern Witch Tarot by Lisa Sterle. All right, next we're moving on to some angel decks, and these are from the one and only Radleigh Valentine. Angel Wisdom Tarot is one of the decks that I like using for clients who resonate more with angels and just more gentler depictions of the tarot. Deck back, here's the front. Yeah, so this one is, yeah, like I said, just much more gentle than a traditional tarot deck. So I like to use this one for clients who are a little uneasy about the traditional imagery on the cards and want something, you know, a little more gentle when it comes to relaying the messages. So this is, I've used it with a few clients and they've really enjoyed the images. They love the cards themselves and feel very comfortable, especially it being sometimes their first reading, so they weren't sure what to expect as far as what they see in the cards. And this is definitely a deck to use for a more gentle approach. That is Angel Wisdom Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. All right, another angel deck. This is also by Radleigh Valentine. This is the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot. And this is one that I'm currently working with. So let me grab the deck here. Here we go. This is the card back and the front. So again, angel imagery, very gentle messages, the way that it is portraying the suits and the cards themselves. So just very, very gentle. This is another one of the decks that I use for people who are a little bit uneasy about getting their first tarot reading. They really enjoy it. So, very beautiful deck. And they are elemental associations rather than the traditional symbols, so like cups are water, wands are fire, that sort of thing. But yeah. This is the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. All right, moving on to what I guess I could call my obsession, Threads of Fate, the Weaver Tarot. Oh my gosh. So I have three different versions, three different colorways of the Weaver Tarot. Tell me you're obsessed without telling me you're obsessed. So yeah, this is the three different colorways that we have. There's a couple others. I know there's a rose gold edition, and currently there is the Aurora edition, which I'm trying to get my hands on, but we'll see. So yeah, this is the Ascendant edition. This is the black with silver holographic. And I'm working with that deck, so I will show you the cards later. This is the Shadow Edition, which is a darker color scheme. Oops. Just to show you a card or two, here we go. These beautiful decks are gender neutral. They are very, I want to say minimalist, but at the same time there's just a lot of detail. So I don't know, minimalist detail, minimalist. Very, very cool deck. That's a card back. Stunning. I really love Threads of Fate. I probably have spent too much, but let's not get into that. Nobody wants to hear that. So yeah, beautiful guidebooks. They tell you all you need to know. And this is the original deck that started it all for my obsession. This is the Journeyer version. So a lighter pastel colorway, gold foil. Let's see, it's a little hard sometimes to get the right, yeah, you can kind of see it. So this background is actually kind of like a soft holographic, I guess. I don't know if you can tell. This one looks really cool. So yeah. I love this deck so much, but I have to be careful using it because I shuffled pretty roughly, and I've noticed that the sides have started to peel, so I am trying to be more gentle with these, because I believe they're sold out and they're out of print. So it's January 2023, and they just announced that they had been clearing out inventory, and these are no longer available. Making way for new ones. I can't wait to see more from Threads of Fate. They are absolutely stunning. Put these away real quick, and I will pick up the Ascendant Edition to show you, because here we go. So yeah, the Ascendant Edition, black with a silver hollow foil. Stunning. I love this one so much. I work with this one regularly. So yeah. My favorite. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at those colors. I love it. Under the right lighting conditions like this looks really cool. Nice. All right. And that is my obsession collection of Threads of Fate Weaver Tarot. Okay. So next up we have my absolute favorites. I work with these pretty much daily. Vanessa Samaya's collection of tarot decks. Currently we have the Gentle Heart Tarot, as well as the Pastel Journey, and I believe the Dark Heart Tarot is on the way. I've pre-ordered that one. This is another one of my obsessions, I guess you could say. I love her work so very much. Yeah, her YouTube channel is actually why I got back into tarot. Kind of popped into my life when I needed it, you know, 2020, all that stuff going on. That was kind of the catalyst, watching her videos and her readings, and I figured this was what I needed in my life, and it has spiraled. But anyway, here is the Gentle Heart Tarot, and this is the back of the deck. And here is the front. Very, very beautiful art. Again, these are just so pretty, so gentle. Of course, it's called Gentle Heart, but this is a favorite of mine for personal use as well as for clients. They absolutely love the readings that come from this deck. It's a very intuitive deck, very connected to it. I love it so very much. It is one of my best friends. That is the Gentle Heart Tarot by Vanessa Samaya. Alright, so the other deck here, we have Pastel Journey, also by Vanessa Samaya, and this is just gorgeous. It's so cute. I mean, I can't begin to describe. I just love this deck so much. So yeah, here is the back of the card. Silver holographic foil accents throughout. crosses on each of the card backs. So it's always very magical looking. Silver holographic foil edging, beautiful. And here we have a few cards here. The art is so cute. It's bubbly, it's vivid. Again, one of those decks that clients just adore. And I adore it too. I use it a lot for personal readings. I love this expression. That's just a mood. But yeah, this is the Pastel Journey Tarot by Vanessa Samaya. Okay, so another deck I am currently obsessed with and working extensively with is the Age of Aquarius Tarot. And this is by Yana Saint-Levy. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, just absolutely gorgeous deck. I don't even know what to say about it, so let me go ahead and show you the cards. So this is the back of the card. Very pretty. This is the front. Here we have the Four of Swords. This is lovely because we do have keywords here for the upright, and if you flip it over, keywords for the reversal. So very, very great deck if you're starting and want to get a little bit of keyword help. Oh, there are also some really interesting, I think she added 10 Universal Arcana cards to this deck. I do currently work with them, but if you want to take those out, you can and just have your traditional 78, but I added in the Universal Arcana cards, which are super interesting and just really elevate your readings. So stunning art. Just one of my favorite decks to work with right now. Absolutely gorgeous. I love her work. Right. So that is the Age of Aquarius Tarot by Yana Saint-Levy. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. All right, so another deck creator that I just really, really love, and I try to support her by all her art or her creations as much as I can, is Danielle Noel, and she is the artist of the Starchild Tarot, Starchild Tarot Akashic version. I'll show you that one, as well as the Moonchild Tarot. And side note, there is a Moonchild Tarot Shadow version coming out soon. Can't wait to grab a copy of that. I definitely pre-ordered that, but I love her art, so I definitely went a little wild here, buying up as many decks as I could. So here is the Starchild Tarot. This is the, I believe, original version. It's a full size, a little bit larger than usual deck. Here's the back. This has a border, and the art, as you'll see, is a little bit different from the Akashic version. There are similarities and some cards are redone, but overall, just absolutely gorgeous. I love her art so much. And these decks are just amazing. All right, so that is the original Starchild Tarot by Danielle Noel. All right, so picking up now, here we have the Starchild Tarot. This is the Akashic version. And as you can tell, this is smaller. It is more of a traditional tarot deck size. Here is the back of the card. And I've worked with this one a lot, and I just actually recently put it back in the box. Let's see, here's the Hierophant. But yeah, this version is a little bit different from the previous deck shown because this has no border. Some of the art is different, so some of the cards are different from what you've seen in the original full size. But overall, just still absolutely stunning art. Beautifully done deck. Doesn't quite follow like a traditional Waite-Smith imagery, but still very, very intuitive, I think. Very cool. Death card is transformation. So it's one of those really neat decks. Clients really love this one. I love using it too. So yeah, that is the Starchild Tarot Akashic version. And last but certainly not least is the Moonchild Tarot. Take a wild guess why I love this one so much. This one is a deck I'm currently working extensively with, so it is out of its box. Here it is. This is the back of the card. And here is the front. The art is different from the Starchild Tarot, of course. I have to say I like this one a little bit more than the other two, just because it just resonates with me so much more. I love these decks equally, but this one I might say is my favorite child. So yeah, this is the Moonchild Tarot. Again, just really, really pretty imagery. I love Danielle Noel's art. Her style is very, very unique to her, I think. I like to think it is. I can tell when it's her art. And if it seems familiar, you probably might recognize her art as well from the Starseed Oracle and the, I think it's called the, what is that? There's another Oracle deck. I'll get to those when I do my Oracle deck collection show and tell, but Rebecca Campbell, that's the artist or the writer. So yeah, this is the Moonchild Tarot. So pretty. All right, so now I am presenting my, what I call my tarot best friend. This is Accurate AF Tarot, and I feel like it definitely lives up to its name. This is by Prism and Fleur. Just, what is there to say about this deck? I love this deck so much. I practice with it pretty much every day. I use this a lot for personal readings. I will sometimes use this for clients, but I'm very protective and greedy with this deck in particular, so I don't often use it for client readings, but I love this deck so much. It's so beautiful the way it relays messages. I feel like it doesn't sugarcoat anything either, but it's definitely got a little bit of a sassy attitude sometimes when I need to hear it. Again, just one of my favorite decks. Beautiful round cards, beautiful art. It gets a little unruly sometimes when I need to shuffle, but it's part of the personality. Very pretty art. I enjoy it so much. I love it. The shadow, this is the devil, reading to the shadow. The emperor. Yeah, one of my absolute favorite decks. I don't tell my other decks. They don't need to know. So yeah, that is the Accurate AF Tarot. So cool. Okay, so here we have another set of favorites. This is the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot, as well as the Ethereal Visions Luna Edition, and these are both by Matt Hughes. So first, let's take a look here. Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot. You've probably seen this one all over the place. It is a very, very beautiful deck. The art is just so stunning. Let me show you here. This is the back of the card, and this is the front. Gold foiling accent. Very pretty. One of my favorite decks to work with. And fun fact, This deck inspired a restaurant here in my current hometown, San Diego. There is a restaurant called the Seventh House, and they have themed themselves around the style, the aesthetic of the Ethereal Visions Tarot. So it was a really neat experience to go check that out. And you know, it was relatively quiet when I went, so I didn't feel too bad about pulling out my cards and doing a quick reading there on the table, taking photos of how beautiful everything is. But yeah, that is the Ethereal Visions Tarot. Right, so next to that here is the Luna edition of Ethereal Visions. And this is a kind of a redone, recolored deck. It's pretty similar to Ethereal Visions Illuminated, but this one was done with the intent to give it more more diversity, and it got a little switch up as well with the accent. Instead of just gold foil, it's now a silver holographic foil. And this is the Kickstarter edition I purchased. I love it so much, but I try not to use it too much because I'm afraid of messing up the cards. Let me show you those. So here they are. This is the card back. Silver hollow foil. And here is the card itself. And as we flip through, you'll see that there's a little more diversity in these cards, which is always appreciated. And that silver hollow foil is just stunning. Look at this. My favorite. That is my birth card. So yeah, that silver hollow foil really shines in the light. It's just beautiful to photograph, stunning to use. I love it so much. Beautiful. The Empress. Oh, so pretty. But yeah, this is the Ethereal Visions Luna edition. I can't wait to get my copy of the mass market, so that way I can use that deck instead of this one. Put it away safely. Yeah, it should be coming out in a few weeks as of this filming, so I'm excited. Alright, so next we have a few low Scarabeo decks, and these are ones that I keep usually put away in their tuck boxes, but this deck in particular, the Traditional Manga Tarot, I really love using. It's very, I don't know, it's just very clear. I get really clear readings, very clear messages. I love using this with clients. Clients really like this one as well. And it fits in my hand very nicely. It's always appreciated when the size of the deck is shuffle friendly. So yeah, here is the front of the card. And here is just some of the cards from the Traditional Manga Tarot. Manga, however you say it. Potato, potato. Very cool deck. As you can see, it's a little bit worn. I've definitely shuffled like a madwoman. Yeah. Traditional Manga Tarot. Very cool deck. Alright, and another low Scarabeo deck here, recently purchased, was the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot. And I got this one not too long ago for the autumn season, Halloween season. So I don't use it too often, but I really, really love the art on this deck. And who's the artist on this one? I know they have a few other decks. Here we go. Giuliano Costa. Yes, I believe that artist has another one, the Pre-Raphaelite Tarot. I'm trying to get my hands on that one, but just stunning artwork, and I'll show you here. This is the art on the front. This one's really cool to use for the autumn season, especially around Halloween. Beautiful imagery. It sticks relatively close to the traditional Waite Smith imagery, but Some of these cards do have their own flavor to them, so very cool. I love it. And that is the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot. All right, so more little Scarabeo decks, mini editions. I love mini editions. This is the Santa Muerte Tarot, and this is one of my absolute favorites. As a Mexican American, this is something that has always just called to me. Any of the imagery of the traditional, like, pre-Columbian imagery here. So, very small deck. I love that I can just kind of tote this one around. I loved carrying this one around with me during the autumn, so Halloween season. Very cool deck. This is the Santa Muerte Tarot Mini. All right, and right next to that we have the Thelema Tarot, and this is also the mini. I'm hoping to get a full-size edition of this because I love it so much. But here is the card back, and here is the art in the front. Very beautiful deck. From what I can see, because it's pretty small, the artwork is just really, really gorgeous. I love it. I actually was carrying this one around with me in my purse for the last few weeks. I think I just recently brought it back upstairs, so yeah, otherwise I would not have had it on hand. It's usually in my purse. Very cool tarot deck. I love it. I love its small size too. I can tote it around. All right, and that is Thelema Tarot. All right, and sticking with the mini here, we have the Gilded Tarot Royale by Ciro Marchetti. Ciro Marchetti. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. The artist has so many absolutely stunning decks. I'm trying to collect them all as well, but little by little. So here is the back of the deck. Very small, very cool. And here is the card itself. Let's see if I can manage a flip through. I love using this one on the go. This is also one of the ones that I just kind of tote around. As you can see, the box is a bit damaged. So yeah, that is the Gilded Tarot Royale. Okay, another mini. This is the Shiny Prism Tarot by Liz Landis. And this is a current favorite. I'm toting it around everywhere with me. This is definitely a beautiful deck. Let me show you. So here is the back. And here is the front. Prepare to be dazzled. Oh my gosh. Check this out. So these cards are shiny holographic, and they are stunning in the daylight, let me tell you. I love this one for quick on-the-fly readings. Just so pretty. I love this one. This is the world. So that is the Shiny Prism Tarot by Liz Landis. All right, so speaking of decks that I love to tote around, this is the Everyday Tarot by Biddy Tarot. And this is Biddy Tarot's Bridget Esselmont. You'll find a lot of really, really great resources on her website, which is Biddy Tarot. And yeah, this is a kit that I purchased, I think it was like at a Barnes & Noble, and then a little while later, I found another one for a marked down price at I think it was like a Ross or Marshall's, which is like a kind of a discount store here in the US. So I had to snap up a second copy. And as you can see, this is just kind of like a reserve copy, but here is the copy that I carry everywhere, or used to carry everywhere. Really, really pretty deck as far as the art is just simple, conveys the traditional Waite-Smith imagery. Here's the back. And yeah, it's really great for learning if you're just kind of discreetly toting around a tarot deck. This is perfect for carrying along and studying on the go. And that is Everyday Tarot by Bridget Elsamont of Biddy Tarot. Alright, so before moving on to a couple more of the mini decks that I own, I wanted to just go ahead and pull up a few of the traditional Waite-Smith decks that I do have. This is a small version of a holographic traditional Waite-Smith. So perfect for just kind of carrying around everywhere. I do usually have this one downstairs as my everyday use. If I'm not around my other decks in my office, I will usually just pull from this deck. This is a very cool deck, really holographic, very cool, traditional back. So it's really neat. The other deck that I have is this really cool holographic, there's a theme here, can you tell? Classic Tarot. So this is your traditional 78 card. And what I love about this deck, I'll just pull out a few cards here, is that they are all holographic. So the imagery is just printed in black ink, and the rest is super holographic. Just so cool. I love it. Actually, I will probably set this aside and take this downstairs to work on right now. I love it. All right, and this Rider Waite-Smith is a really interesting, peculiar little deck that I picked up on, I think it was Amazon. So this is just called tarot cards. And the reason I purchased this is because, again, holographic. Yeah, there's totally a theme. So holographic, this is the card back. And this is the front. So yeah, the main reason I purchased these was because they are like a PVC plastic kind of material. So this was perfect for when I wanted to do readings or work on the kitchen table and did not want to get my other cards dirty. This is definitely the perfect deck to use because you can wash them off. They're plastic. So yeah, they've got kind of the same as the holographic one here. All holographic black ink printing, but that's about it. Nothing else too special about them, but just really cool in the execution of having them be PVC plastic with these really cool card back. Yeah, those are just a couple of the other Waite-Smith decks that I have. Alright, so I lied. I almost forgot. Here is another Smith-Waite tarot deck. This is the Centennial Edition, and it is the pocket-sized tin. I don't carry it around in this tin anymore, but I put the cards back in here just for this show and tell. This is the deck I actually carry around in my purse in my little, I have this pretty little pouch. It usually goes everywhere with me. Here is the card back. And it is the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith with just a little bit more muted colors, I've noticed. I think that was the discussion about it. I'm not sure if this is the one actually. Never mind. Forget what I said. But this is a really cool Waite-Smith to carry around. And I love it so much. Perfect little pocket-sized deck. Yeah. Back in you go. All Alright, so here we have a collection of a couple other smaller pocket-sized decks that I have, and I'll just go through them real quickly. So this is I guess it's just kind of like a mass market gift type tarot deck. It's not a traditional weightsmith. Let me go ahead and show you. But it is cool nonetheless. I really like it. I love that it's purple. Purple is one of my favorite colors. So yeah. This one has pretty unique imagery. Follows a little bit of the weightsmith imagery, but not all the time. Very cool deck. I like it. I love it. I love to carry it around and just kind of tote it around for when you feel purple. Alright, next up is the Moonlight Crystal. Now this Moonlight Crystal Tarot was a product I purchased on Etsy from, I believe the creator is Lovely Atelier. Please forgive me if I said that incorrectly. But this creator had actually released this as a majors only little deck collection, and then later on announced that they were doing a full 78, so I had to purchase it because it is so pretty. I'll show you real quick the back of the card. And very simple, very pretty, kind of stained glass type of style. Here is the front. Again, just a really pretty novelty deck. I sometimes will read with these, but I really hang on to it because it's just so cute. Very cute deck. Alright, so next we have the Good Puppy Tarot. And this is another deck that I purchased off Etsy. From the creator is Melon Square. And this is one of my absolute favorite decks because I love dogs. And this is just such a cute deck. Super pretty edging, hollow edging. Very pastel, cute colors. And the dogs are just the cutest. They are puppies. There is another version of this tarot called, I think it's the Good Dog Tarot. I'm not sure, but they are dogs, but this one is puppy version. So each of the cards kind of touches on the traditional imagery, but they're pretty unique to this deck. So again, just really, really cute. I love this deck. And that is the Good Puppy Tarot. Alright, and last but certainly not least in this little mini collection, we have the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot. This was definitely one of my favorites when it first came out. I took it everywhere with me, but it is out of rotation at the moment, so it is in its protective little tin. Here's the box, or sorry, the back, and the cards themselves. So let's flip through a few. Very unique deck. I love the art here. This is by Kim Kranz. Yeah, just, I mean, what more is there to say? This is such a cool deck. Just so cool. The use of lines and color is just so amazing. Yeah, that is the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Kranz. Alright, so next I have this really cute tarot deck I was gifted. I'm pretty sure it's not like an original, and I'm hoping to track down a way to support the artist and their original creation of this deck, but this is Brit's Third Eye Tarot. It is actually one of my favorites. I love this deck so much. The art is really, really cool, and the messages just resonate. This deck reads very clearly for me. the messages that come through are just very spot on. Clients really love this deck. And again, it was gifted to me, but I feel like because it comes in this tuck box, not a whole lot of information about the artist, I feel like it may be, you know, a counterfeit copy, and that's unfortunate, but again, this is something that I want to track down the artist and find a way to support them. I appreciate their creation, and I hope to support them in a more active way. So this is Brit's Third Eye Tarot. Just gorgeous art. I love this. All right, next up we have this very, very cool Tarot of a Moon Garden. This is by Karen Marie Swigthart. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. One of my favorite decks. When I first got it, it was just my absolute favorite for weeks. I love it. The art is so cool, fantastical. It makes me feel like I really am in a moonlit garden. And here is the card back. And this is the art. Very whimsical feel to it. I love this card. Clients really love this deck. It's just really cool. I've heard somebody describe it as like kind of like retro throwback to fairy tales, which is a neat way to describe it, but overall just stunning deck. I love it so very much. I remember seeing this one on Instagram, and somebody was sharing their spreads and were featuring these cards, and I knew right away I had to have these. So pretty. Alright, so that is Tarot of a Moon Garden by Karen Marie Swigthart. Alright, and this deck here is just a kind of novelty deck. I actually purchased this one at a Five Below, which is, I believe, is just here in the US. I'm not sure. It might be in other parts of the world, but Five Below is pretty much just a kind of like a dollar store in a way, but everything is supposed to be $5 and below. Although I think they have raised their prices because of the inflation going on, but yeah, $5 for this deck. This is just the card back, simply says the tarot, and the front of the cards, very simple, does not follow the Waite-Smith tradition. Cards are pretty much pip decks. So not a whole lot, but still pretty cool. I like the design. The art is pretty cool. Yeah, just a fun deck to kind of have on hand. Don't think I'll rehome it, but it might be a giveaway. Still a really cool deck. So yeah, that is the Tarot, a deck purchased at Five Below. Alright, so here is another deck that I wanted to highlight. This is, however, a kind of like a collector deck. This is something that came from one of my Goddess Provisions subscription boxes. It is a majors only deck, and the artist is Anne Wen. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Please forgive me if I haven't. But yes, the art on this one is just stunning, and I wanted to share it. Again, it's a majors only, but I can't wait until the artist releases a full 78. I am waiting so desperately to hear news about that because the art is gorgeous. Just words cannot describe. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love using this one just when I want to do a pull that calls for just the majors. So it's pretty useful to have a majors only deck. Yeah. There we go. And this is by Anne Wen art. Alright, so last but definitely not least, we have here, this is the Tarot Nova. And the reason I say this for last was because this is pretty much what I consider to be my first and my original tarot deck that introduced me to tarot. So this one I originally purchased at a Barnes & Noble. It was in one of those kits, kind of like the Everyday Tarot. And that's really where I learned to kind of start studying tarot. I was in middle school. So I didn't really study a whole lot. I pretty much just learned the majors, but I kind of let go for a while, gave that deck away to my best friend and repurchased it later on because I still wanted it, so I bought another copy. And yeah, this is actually the deck that I had tucked away for many years, and then during the events of 2020, when everything happened, we went into lockdown, and I was just kind of shuffling through my belongings and storage and came across this deck neatly tucked away, almost as if it was waiting for me to rediscover it. And that's what really lit the spark for revisiting and seriously studying the tarot back in 2020. So yeah, this is what I call my original tarot deck, my first love. But yeah, this is Tarot Nova, and just really, really pretty art. I remember in middle school and high school just doodling art from this deck, replicating, I think, like the Death card or Temperance, I think it was too. Just a really pretty deck. And I love the size. It's so small, easy to fit in my small hands. That's probably why I bought it in the first place, because it was small enough. But yeah, that is the Tarot Nova. Alright, hey there, just wanted to take a quick second here to thank you for watching till the very end of this very long, very rambly video. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my tarot deck collection, and I invite you to join me for the next video in the series, which I will be covering my entire Oracle deck collection. So again, thank you very, very much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care!